Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Richard the Big Coffin 616. I need to make an apology in advance in order for me to get this video down to a reasonable time that is watchable and not too long that it requires me to upload it at 500 million megahertz and end up uploading essentially the ponage equivalent of Ben-Hur. I'm going to have to talk at 350 million miles an hour. If you have trouble keeping up with it, either learn English quickly or, even better, could just download the video and then you can slow it down 300% and you can end up talking like sea beach. Now, everything I'm going to say in this video, in order for me to not have to edit it too much, I'm going to put all the links to everything I reference below. There's going to be screen caps, images of comments and posts and stuff that's relevant. This video has been such a struggle for me because it was supposed to be uploaded 2 days ago and it was going to be very short and sweet and simple, and it was going to be responding to a user, respond to a video he uploaded with a piece of information that was relevant and pertinent and that absolutely destroyed it. As I was about to upload that video, which was going to be on my other channel, every 2 hours from then on for the last 2 days he decided to give me more and more material to work with. Every time he opened his mouth he made a public comment, he made a public statement, he posted something on Facebook, YouTube, blah blah blah. He went on what is quite frankly was just a 24-hour rampage of non-stop, hardcore, fundamentalist, herpy-derpy mania, and gave me what is literally the YouTube ponage god equivalent of manna from heaven. The original idea for the video was I'm going to be replying to a user called AtheismDefended. That is the last time I'm going to reply to him and use his name, because that is a joke that he calls himself that, and I think everybody should fucking refuse to call him that. His name is Raoul Demembered. He's a bit of a paradox and a contradictory guy. He's also a massive arsehole. But he has gone on this little crusade for a couple of months now, trying to prove that, you know, beyond shadow of doubt, nail in the coffin, that religion is a mental illness. And if you've been here as long as I have, 5 years plus, you know that that debate is always well not futile. Raoul uploaded a 12-minute clip of a video of a lecture by a guy called Robert Sapolsky. Anyway, he's a professor in neuroscience and psychology and several other things at Stanford University, which I assume is in America land. Because Raoul had uploaded a video of a guy who was actually a professor and not some big knob celebrity like Dawkins or Harris, it was possible for this guy to be contacted and very, very easy to get him to reply, which is exactly what happened when one user, who on YouTube is known as Textmosis, decided to send an email via Stanford University website to Professor Sapolsky and ask him, featured a clip featuring the video of Raoul's video, and asked him, this video has been uploaded trying to suggest that religious people and religious belief is a mental illness. Is this a fair representation of your views and your lecture? He replied quite simply, and you can link this down below. Professor Sapolsky said it was, without question, not a fair representation of his lecture. He said that this 12-minute clip was taken from a 60-minute lecture, and as a result of that it was drawing conclusions from it that were wrong. There's being pwned and being, you know, refuted, being debunked, and then there is having the guy who's in the video you uploaded telling you that you are talking out your arse even though you're not talking. This is Raoul Tomato, whatever his name is, Raoul Tomato, playing this character of this guy who defends atheism. Thank God you've arrived. This guy who comes on here and he does, as always, willfully ignorant, dishonest. He misrepresents science, scientists, butchers their work in order to try and prove a point that he wants to prove, because he's got an agenda, and he spreads harmful misinformation, and he basically increases bigotry and social stigmas regarding certain issues. Now, Raoul has already tried to claim that the screen cap of the email, it was doctored. And by doctored, what he means is we had covered up the email address of the guy who sent the original one. Raoul claimed that this was proof that the whole thing was fake. Let you sink in, this is the standard of evidence of this guy. If you're an atheist and you don't speak out, this guy should get you off of your arse. Fuck creationists, this guy should be the one in motivating you to get up. He's trying to defend this for you. He thinks that us not giving out the personal information of the guy who sent the fucking email is somehow proof that the entire thing was fake. Which is kind of like saying because there were CGI, you know, orcs and stuff in Lord of the Rings that Ian McKellen doesn't exist. Now, Raoul, just so you know, you stupid old cunt, I'm pretty sure you do, giving out someone's personal information against their will is also known as doc dropping. It's illegal. And if you do it and you get caught, not only will you be in trouble with the law, potentially, you are also running the risk of having your YouTube account banned. Not terminated, not suspended, banned. You get ban-hammered. But I think you knew this, Raoul, which is why yesterday you uploaded a video in which you featured a screenshot of this email which had not been censored. I don't know where you got it, I don't really fucking care. But the bottom line is you featured it without it being censored. You gave out another guy's personal information, and you gave out a second guy's. So you did a double whammy. And I think you knew you were doing this. You did this in order to try and intimidate and fucking scare people, put the fear into them, because you don't like the fact that you're getting a little bit too much attention, and it's a little bit too negative for you. You don't mind a little bit of negative attention, you don't mind, you want a little bit, that's it. Believe me, Raoul, it's about to get fucking worse after I upload this. This is now coming at you. You've done it to yourself now. Now, I know that you've taken the video on private, but the fact is, by uploading it without the thing censored, you have debunked yourself. You said it was doctored. Well, what did you expect was hiding behind the fucking from part of the email, you stupid little cunt? No, it was the email that got linked from. Do you expect to see a picture of me going, you are going to see that you cannot scare us round here. We're not easily scared. We're not people who are going to be intimidated. You are not scary. You don't scare us. You're not intimidating. You have got nothing to use against us. You're a nothing. You're a nobody. You're a big mouth piece of shit. You are 10 to a penny. I could throw a fucking hanky in the internet and catch 10 of you fuckers. But you want to be around here. You want to walk around here like you're cock of the walk, like you are the big fucking I am. You are the daddy. And in terms of your fucking age, you are the great-great-granddaddy. You want to be the king round here? Well, here's your chance. We're all coming at you, Raoul. You want to take us on the unwashed masses? You do that. And enjoy this feeling, Raoul, knowing that this is the moment where nothing's ever going to be as good as it gets now. Several months ago, Raoul decided to start his little crusade about proving that religion is a mental illness, and several replies to his video were made, but basically all of the replies that he got, between them, managed to cite scientific peer-reviewed papers by the official source and the experts in the fucking field, blah blah blah, you know, completely and utterly, without question, debunked his claim and refuted his argument that religion is a mental illness. Now, most people, when coming across this who are sceptical and critical thinking, would respond by going, oh, I see, I was wrong, no problem. Concede, I will adjust my worldview, and I apologise. And you move on with your life being a little bit smarter than you were 2 minutes ago. But not Raoul. Not Raoul. He did no such thing, because he decided to try argue it again. And make the argument again, and then the video again, he made the video again, arguing the same refuted points over and over and over again, trying to present evidence of, look, this guy's crazy and he's religious, therefore all religious people are crazy. Yeah. Despite how many times he was asked, he never once cited a single peer-reviewed scientific paper for anything he claimed. Raoul seemed to be out of his depth with this issue, and then he went and jumped in under the shark and to the bottom where he was never seen again. He actually wrote a comment claiming that technically his YouTube videos that he had made on the subjects counted as sources, and not only that, but because those sources, his videos, had comments that were supportive posted under them, that they were technically peer-reviewed. Try and get your head around the idea that a guy who thinks that he is going to be defending atheism and thinks that he is the guy to take down and destroy religious doctrine and irrational thought, thinks that a YouTube video with a couple of comments agreeing with him is peer-reviewed science. And to quote one of my favourite users on here, Martimuff81, that's not even the stupid part. You might think this is crazy, but Raoul, unlike most of us mere mortals out here, he has a real big problem with this idea of peer review, the process in science. Despite the fact that it is essentially the crux of science, something that is supported and agreed upon by, oh, I don't know, at least in the opinion of, you know, every single scientist in the world, of every single field, ever in the history of the world, ever, all over the fucking world, ever. But hey, what they, and you, and me, and I, and we, do not understand, what we cannot get our heads around, because we don't have the capacity to understand, is that this 68-year-old, little old, white-bearded man, Raoul, he, believe it or not, is just one of the biggest shit-mouthed, intellectually eunuch, baby carrot-dicked, up his own arsehole and out his fucking mouth, semi-alpha, hermaphrodited, impotent, jismed, she-male, wannabe has-been, never was, dude bro, internet nutting, keyboard warrior, wanking, King Raoul of McAtheism's cunting, hole-faced, utter fucking spacky shitmuncher Shire the third. And not in a good way either. Raoul, as I said, is 68 years old. He became an atheist about a year ago. Now, despite this, you would think, he's been an atheist for a year since he was 67. But despite his late coming into atheism, that's his little arrival a little while ago into the atheist community on YouTube, I don't like that term, but I'll use it. Raoul's attitude hasn't won him many fans, or, well, he's won him a few fans, or soccer counts as we call them, and he hasn't won many popularity contests, and he seems to be oblivious to the fact that this little YouTube atheist community has been going on constantly for about the last 8 years. 8 years this was going on, Raoul, before you sashayed on to the fucking scene onto this website. Now, everyone is welcome to come on here at any time they want. They are welcome to fucking post videos about what they want, whenever they fucking want. But if you're going to come on here into this sort of environment, it's probably a good idea that you should go back, look at some of the things that have happened in the last 8 years, get some of the basics, who, what, why, where and how, of the previous 8 years of stuff that you've missed. Maybe then you can get your head round what's been going on and how it's been evolving and developing. And you can also get an understanding of who these people who are on here are. But you don't care about that, and you never did that. That's why you've been on here and made every single classic, textbook, noob maneuver you could possibly make without fail. clockwork every time you open your mouth. Had you done this, maybe you wouldn't have been so quick to publicly state that you felt that users like Unseen Perfidy, who suffers from bipolar disorder, and Schizophrenic Queen, who, as you can tell by her username, is a queen and schizophrenic, should not be commenting and do not have the right to voice their opinion on mental illness because they, being mentally ill themselves, do not have a rational mind and therefore what they say should not be accepted or should be dismissed immediately. Do you think a guy who's got bad eyesight, Raoul, does not have the right to comment on something he can see or something he saw? Right? It's like saying a bald guy doesn't have the right to comment on a fucking haircut. Like you, slaphead. If we want to talk to fucking Captain Birdseye looking slap-headed little fucking egg-shaped faced fucking monks like you, we will come around and say, Raoul, what's it like being a little bald cunt? Please fill me in, Uncle Albert. A lot of people were extremely pissed off at the fact that Raoul had decided to blatantly, and apparently shamelessly, start stigmatising people with mental illnesses in order to simply try and defend his own point that he won't let go of and he's not going to give up because he's a fucking loser about religion being a mental illness. Now, a lot of people might at this point have taken stock and realised, right, whoa, you know, I'm new around here, maybe I should sort of like think about what I'm doing, you know, re-evaluate, take a step back and think. But not Raoul, no. Raoul doesn't do things like that. Thinking is for the queer. He reacted as he always does and always has done and always fucking will do. Over the top, as quickly as possible, and he went on mega defensive. He was playing the victim card, he was claiming to be the martyr, he was attempting to accuse any atheist who disagreed with him of being secret theists or fundy enablers. That's a new one on me, I like that one. Deleting comments that he didn't like, generalising all religions and religious people as bad and evil, and of course, as always, proclaiming that he, himself, and people like him, were the real atheists. So, having established that he's the real atheist and everyone else apart from him is wrong and a fake atheist, he decided to do this really brilliant idea, very original, groundbreaking, where he would separate the atheists of like himself from the rest of the atheists. He would actually create two factions of atheists and give them different labels in order to sort of create two different subgenres of atheist. God, does that sound familiar to you? Yes, of course, because it's been done 12 million dozen times in the last few years. There are so many people who've done it, I couldn't be bothered to sit here and name them all. Like, every single up-his-own-arse atheist who's come on here has decided to think that he stand up and decree who is at what atheist and what. Right, now, if Raoul had done his research, which he didn't, he would know about these failures, but he didn't. So he just went ahead and fucking did it. Do you think atheists on here, you know, are gonna be happy with the fact that you, who has no authority, has decided to stand there and separate off you from another group of atheists on a whim because he wants to? Do you think that people are going to sit there and go, no, they're going to do what they've always done, which is say, fuck off, you pretentious anus. Right, go suck a dick and die. That's what they're going to say, Raoul. That's what they've always said. Every time. They always fail. Now, Raoul's idea was to, you know, try and find something new, something original for him, so he created, this is brilliant, a two-tier system, not two-group system, two-tier system. He, the real atheists, who were known as capital A atheists. Yes, capital A atheists. And then there were the people who everyone else in the world, apparently, people like me, for example, would be classified as small A atheists. Now, Raoul, you do realise, as a man, when you make a point to constantly use size against people in order to try and assert some sort of power or stature over them, when you try and sort of dominate people through using things that are bigger and making everything you are associated with larger, you do realise that what you're essentially telling people is you have real issues regarding the somewhat diminutive body mass index of your own penis. You have a small cock, is what you're saying, Al, when you go, I'm a capital A. So, you've just come on here, onto YouTube, barely got made any fucking ground, you've done nothing of any fucking merit that stood out. Who the fuck are you, Raoul? Who do you think you fucking are? You're welcome to do this, but I have to ask, who do you think you are? 8 years after the party started, you're like the guy who showed up fucking right at the end of the Gettysburg Address when there was one fucking bloke standing left on the enemy. You go, oh, get it, pff, blow your fucking face off, it's a scarecrow. You think you can just arrogantly, you're going to stand up, I'm going to quote Newton here, on the shoulders of the giants who have come before you, the people on this website who have dedicated a great deal of their time and effort, the videos they have made and the YouTube channels and everything they've done, and they've done a brilliant job and created a great body of work that will hopefully be viewed for as long as it possibly can be. Hundreds of people, Raoul, great YouTube users, many of which are gone, some of which are still here, they left their mark, they were part of it. Those people, and the people here, we, they and we, us, not you, us, we are the ones whose effort, work and talent in order to make YouTube what it is today. When we were on here, people like me, when I was on here, no one was, this wasn't a massive fucking corporate megalodon that it is now. But now, it's fucking alive. It's a fucking cultural icon. It's become huge, and it's because of people like us, Raoul. Not you, Sunshine. This house, this is our house. This is YouTube. This is the house that we fucking built. We built this house, and you've decided to come into it and start telling us what we should do in our own house. And nobody we know, I've heard of, seen, you're going to come in here and tell us who we are, what kind of person we are. You're going to define us, Raoul. Seriously? And why would I or anyone else care that you are alive and have an opinion? What is the point of you? What have you done? What reason do I have to give a flying fuck about anything you say or do? Nothing. Who gave you the authority to come here and start defining all of us? You did. You gave yourself the authority. You've given yourself the authority to sit there and create a two-tiered system where you are superior, along with the few elite superior race atheists, to the unwashed masses and proles of the small atheists. So basically you've decided to come onto YouTube and say, hey, you know what, North Korea, good luck with that, Raoul. You want to carry on like this? Be my guest. You won't be here very long. Or at least, when you are here, no one will care about you. And nobody cares already. So, good luck. Also, Raoul, can I point you into a little direction? When people ask you to provide peer-reviewed scientific evidence and sources, they're not doing this to wind you up. Religion is a mental illness, it's not a fucking opinion, you idiot. That is a claim. You need to prove it. You need to provide evidence where people who know what the fuck they're talking about. You need to do that. We're not doing it to troll you. Please keep this in mind. Please remember this. Raoul claimed that people like us, fundy enablers, are just using all this peer-reviewed bullshit as a deflection to stop the argument. He thinks that peer review is bullshit and it's nothing more than a distraction or a sort of logical fallacy that is used in order to help religious people not have to deal with the fact they're mentally ill. Raoul thinks fundamentalist religions are in favour of peer review. Raoul, even the fundamentalist religious people know that peer review is not something you bring up. You're coming on here, you fucking jumped up little shit. You've come on here and you've decided to start telling not only us who we are and what we do, you've decided to start telling the entire body of the world's greatest scientists when it comes to things regarding the mind of neuroscience, psychology, psychiatry, mental illness, and you've decided to tell them you're all wrong. I, Raoul, know the truth. You are all in a conspiracy. That's what you're doing. You arrogant little motherfucker. Are you surprised people hate you? Are you surprised that you've come on here and started popping around with no fucking justified reason to try and tell the world's most brilliant scientists that they're wrong? And you, a guy with... What have you got, a Blue Peter badge at best? What is it? How desperate are you, Raoul? You just look like a guy desperate to make people think he's something he's not. You're not that intelligent, Raoul. There's something that people who are not very intelligent do. If they do it a lot, it proves that they're very, very lacking in some sort of mental skill. The brain power, capacity, the intelligence, the wit to get out of it. And that is, Raoul, threatening people. You threaten people all the time. I'm going to show some screenshots down below. One thing about Raoul is he had a channel flag down. He lost a channel, his original Atheism Defended channel. Oh, a silence was had. And he played the martyr, of course. Oh, the children of God are trying to... No one gives a shit about you, Raoul. If everyone gets flagged, you can't get over it, right? Recently, he posted this comment on a video by a user called Heavy Traffic Ahead. Now, he states that he is going to allow the following users to be unblocked, so they are free to comment on his channel, which is brilliant. You can talk to 3 different accounts that are all him. He then says that if you try to disrupt the discourse, you will be flagged, or he will flag you. No mercy. Raoul, please spare us the melodrama, mate. This isn't a war you're in. You are not a fucking wide-eyed warrior on the fucking motorcycle ride to oblivion. Right? You're a fucking little cunt on the internet with a camera. That's it. That's all we are. That's all I am. This is not a war, you fucker. That's all it is. It's just a website where people upload videos. Talking shit. 2 cunts having a chat. That's it. You're in a war, Raoul. Yeah. Good one. You're not in a war, Raoul. We finished ours. You're the Japanese guy who got fucking left behind decades later. You then tried to threaten another user called Sammy G, in which you brought me up. And the reason you brought me up is because over the last couple of days, you've become BFFs with my favourite, most dedicated, loyal fanboy and stalker, Spartan fucking Subcount. And he's decided to tell you that earlier this year, I stole money from a charity. That's what he's told you. He's probably given you a revisionist history of this drama. He probably hasn't told you the real version, because the real version ends in him and the other guy involved, Mad Changi, looking like the biggest fucking most gullible ring nut cunts on the planet. And you say in this thing, you're going to contact the charity if I don't back off. I'm not sending people after you, Raoul. People, believe it or not, hate you of your own accord. Contact the charity, Raoul. They will tell you the story that they told Vindicator, Shaney and Stizor when they did it 10 months ago. What are you going to do? Contact a charity and say 10 months ago 3 guys contacted you to inform you of something that they had no proof of or evidence of. You investigated it and decided to do nothing about it because it wasn't true. And I'd like to remind you that that's happened again 10 months ago, so can you try it again? Go for it, Raoul. Yeah, good one, mate. Why don't you upload my breakdown video while you're at it? Go on, I'd like you to. It hasn't been uploaded this year. This will be the first year it's not done. Go on, mate. Good luck. But you then posted a comment, Raoul. 2 comments that were in terms of the internet challenges I've seen in my time here, this was the lamest and funniest one I've seen. I'll leave this up so you can read it of your own accord, but I'm going to read it myself. Hey, the comedian finally enters the fray. Actually, right, it's comedian with a capital C. Okay, forget this mental illness crap. Why, Raoul? I thought it was important. Oh, you just want to forget it now? Of course, forget it because you are getting annihilated. All fundies are perfectly normal. Nobody said that, Raoul, and you haven't said that either. It's the atheist, capital A ones, who are nuts. No one said that either. It's not like a choice between the two. One of them has to be nuts. Turning to a more important matter. So you're admitting you're wrong, is that it? Can I take that seriously? I'm not going to see any irony in that, why not? Turning to a more important matter. So this is more important than trying to find out if Richard has mental illness. Our upcoming boxing match. I'm challenging you to a boxing match, Raoul. I don't care if you big 50 guys, I want to feel my fist against your face one goddamn time. You owe me this! Yes, Raoul has gone. Day 1. Rule number 1 on the internet. Do not challenge people to fights on a website. Fail instantly. Our upcoming boxing match, which is required since you called me an old man who may only live for about 5 or 6 more years. No, I said about 6. So I'm challenging you to a boxing match. Okay. Of course, I'll win either way. If you beat the crap out of me, big deal. You beat up an old man. Do you see what he did there? He's telling me that he's challenging me to a boxing match, and then in the same paragraph he starts playing the victim. He's starting a fight and then claiming that he's the one being picked on. If I kick your ass, it's ass for you, Raoul. It's us for us. I don't have an ass, I'm British. I have a white area with a crack in it. Which will probably be the case, since I used to box as a young lad. Was this against lions, I assume? You know. You'll be laughed off of YouTube. Raoul, please, mate. Do you think getting beaten up by you don't know much about me, mate. If you're doing the same thing that everyone else does, you think you can make me look bad. You know, you can beat the shit out of me, man, I don't care. I'll come on and laugh about it, I'll make fun of myself. I might even take a gun and just shoot you. Headlines, Coughland gets ass kicked by old man. What's it going to be if you beat me up? Oh yes, ex-boxer beats the shit out of 118-pound ex-crack addict who has smoked 30 cigarettes a day for 20 years and has muscles like knots in a midgie's penis. Holocaust fucking victim lookalike Richard Coughlan gets killed in boxing match by a man who used to beat people up. I want to schedule it on Christmas Day, on baby Jesus' birthday. Christmas Day, so you want me to fly out to America, do you? You do know there's a few thousand miles between us. Which most of you probably acknowledge since you deny the obvious regarding fundies. No, we don't, Raoul. But we do acknowledge Christmas, and I bet you do too. You have to compensate me. If you lack funds, just hit another charity or two. So he does a little charity thing. Raoul, yes, we'll have that match. If I'm ever in the area for Christmas Day, I'll happily do it. 2 conditions. 1, I have to have my hands handcuffed behind my back. Me. 2, I have to be blindfolded for the entire duration of the fight. Those are the 2 conditions. Do you know what's going to happen? You're going to beat the shit out of me. And then the headline's going to be, ex-boxer beats the crap out of helpless man blindfolded with hands tied behind his back. And after you've finished, got it out your system, I'll stand up, pick my teeth up, wipe the blood off, uncuff myself, and I'll look at you and go, well done. Now what? You're still wrong. You've proven nothing. Right? This is the recourse of a man who's got nothing left upstairs. When you can't fucking think your way out of something, when you've got nothing clever to say, you go to this. Does this prove anything, mate? This is a website where people upload videos. So why are you here challenging people to fights who live 4,000 miles away? Because you're a fucking coward, and you're not very intelligent, and this is what you do. And I'm laughing, Raoul, and the whole internet's going to laugh at you because of this. You deserve nothing more, because you're a joke. But yeah, we'll have that match. It's on. I mean it. You may be a lot older than me, and you'll outlive me. You might go to your 80, and I'll probably barely make it till I'm 40, but you know what the difference is? I've lived a life. You only fucking realised what your life was about a year ago, at year 67. I'd be pissed off like you are too. If I realised that most of my life I've believed bullshit, and now I've just realised it, and I'm 67 years old. Kind of annoying that, innit? Kind of pissed off. So you come on here to get your revenge. This is how you're going to spend the last part of your life. You're going to be bitter. And you're going to do it at the expense of the hard work of people like me and everyone else on here. Nobody here wants you to represent us, Raoul. We want you to fuck off. You don't have to. But you are a guy who was a Christian, and I bet you acted like this too. But then even your wife says you were a nicer guy as a Christian. Probably because you didn't realise you were being lied to. Now you become an atheist and you're a cunt. That's not because atheists are bigger cunts. It's because you happen to be one too. You've got rid of the belief, Raoul, but you haven't got rid of your fucking attitude problem. You're acting like the creationist you always were. What is the point in opposing behaviour, fundamentalist behaviour and all this dishonesty, by doing it yourself? That's what children do, Raoul. Rise above it, be a better person. You have to do that. Do you want to do that with your life, Raoul? Do you want to look back and say, I spent my time being a bitter and twisted old man who ruined everyone else's fucking fun and enjoyment simply because I was butthurt about being lied to, about the big sky daddy? I thought Jesus was going to take me away and I was going to fly up there and I was going to be a good boy, tickle my tummy and give me a red rocket. No. Don't you dare sit there and condescend to people like me, Raoul. On my worst day, my worst video, in the worst state of mind, I could produce something that pisses on yours from a great height. You're nothing. You're plankton. You are worthless. And you're worthless starting off. And you're a worthless, barely known, very, very small audience. And you've proceeded now to piss off everyone else on here who, whether you know them or not, is irrelevant. We've been here a long time. We've done a lot. We've earned our audiences. We've earned respect. And we've earned the right to fucking be treated with a little bit of respect by people who come on here and want to join in. Because we know what we're doing. We've proven we know what we're doing. And we've proven that we've got value and worth. What have you proven, Raoul? You've proven that you are an arrogant, insecure, pathetic little old man, filled with nothing but anger and bitterness and rage, towards people who you've decided are all bad. You don't like the fact that your life was wasted on crap. Well, good for you. I'm sorry. That's life. Do you want to be the guy who makes everyone else's life worse? Or do you want to be the guy who spends his time making everyone else's life better? It's your choice, mate. The second one is harder, because it requires work. Or you can turn around and go hang out with fucking Spartan Subcount. Go hang out with fucking Shangy, Amit, all the other little losers on here who do nothing but fucking make everyone else's life a living hell, who contribute nothing, who waste our time. That's just my opinion, but it's probably going to be the opinion of a lot of people, Raoul. You are basically Brett Keane. You do know who he is, because you've been talking to him. Isn't he mentally ill by your standards? Brett Keane lasted a long time before he got completely destroyed. But he had a big audience before he was exposed as a lying fraud and a charlatan and a complete and utter wanker. You, on the other hand, Raoul, don't have that. This is your wake-up call, mate. Shape up, shit out, crap or get off the pot. Everything you have done so far is nothing more than just bullshit that nobody is impressed with. We know what we're doing. We've been here, we've seen it, and we're here to tell you, for your own good. You don't like me? Fine, I don't give a shit. Just learn. For once in your life. You're not here for the right reasons. You're here for the wrong reasons. If you stay here and behave the way you're behaving, guess what? You'll go. And no one will care. And no one will miss you. And then you'll have to end your life saying, oh, I was lied to until I was 67 with bullshit. And then I went in thinking, yeah, I'm going to fuck them over. And then I realised they didn't like me either. So the atheists of the world have told you to fuck off, and the Christians have told you to fuck off too. What are you going to do next? Be a Muslim? Might as well. Apparently they're going to take over the world. This is the end of my video, Raoul. I'm sorry if it was too long for you. This is the choice you need to make. Which road are you going to take? I don't care. This is the end of our conversation. Carry on with your little religion is a mental illness thing. Right? That's like, I think, the 6th time someone's tried to do that one, and they fail. You're not going to win that one. You want to win, Raoul? Why don't you use your age and experience to talk about your religious beliefs? How you came... Why don't you... You were born in 1945. Why is it you can't tell interesting stories about your life? I can. And apparently I'm going to die at 40. So, carry on with your little arrogant crusade, Raoul. Sit there believing that you're better than everyone. Your age doesn't matter. How old you are doesn't matter. It's not how long you live, mate. It's what you do with your life, what you leave behind. This video will be the most viewed thing by anyone online that references you, and so this is going to be the main thing that you leave behind. Think about that. Do you want to be remembered for this? Your choice, Richard the Dick Coughlin. 616. Good night. And you know what? May God bless.